Good evening, everyone, and welcome to an ambush stream of DEI Deathwatch, where we chronicle the downfall and the doubling down of diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm your host, Scribelight. It is Wednesday. It's an off day for a DEI Deathwatch show, but that's because we have breaking news, something that just broke within the last several hours, and speaks directly to something that I've been asking for years, and I hope is just the first of many. I'm not getting my hopes up too high because so far it's just kind of a procedural announcement, so to speak. But finally, a private company is being investigated for discrimination or discriminatory policies under DEI. It's not the first company I would have imagined out of all the endless list of major corporations, but hey, I'll take it versus nothing at all. But before I get to that, who's joining me on this beautiful Wednesday evening? Mike R., good evening. Noah Sencio, hello. Adam Nixon, hello. Fun Time Bats, good evening. Walter Tomaszewski, Scribe George and Philip want to know if you drink cat puccinos or meow-teenies. On special occasions, I have been known to occasionally have a meow-teeny, but only on special occasions. Jay Blizza, good evening. Miranda Stone is here, guys. I don't know if you know about Miranda Stone, but on the very off chance that you don't. Kiro Soldier, good evening. Captain JPS, hello. Osan, good evening. Okie Native, hello. You really need a Scarlet Pimpernel hat for these streams if you keep that facial hair. Otherwise, it's just a tease. I do need to shave. Got my whiskers going over here. But I'll be all cleaned up by tomorrow night's TED Excellence, I promise. But yes, me. Found is here. Resolute Germ, good evening. Robert Pincus, hello. Attack Alpaca, hello. Oh my gosh. Adabisi is here. Holy cats, everybody's here. And I think that's everybody. Oh wait, I got, oh no, there we go. Squizzles. Squizziles? Squizzles. Squizzles. Is it squizzles or squizziles? Or squizziles? Squizziles? That sounds vaguely Spanish. Anyway, let me know. Phonetic pronunciation is appreciated. Anyway, so yes, a story has broken. Breaking story, breaking news. For the most part. Here we go, guys. Nike faces federal probe over allegations of DEI-related discrimination against white workers. Oh my gosh. The Federal Agency for Protecting Workers' Civil Rights revealed Wednesday that it is investigating sportswear giant Nike for, and I'm going to underscore this word every time that they use it here, allegedly discriminating against white employees through its diversity policies. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission disclosed the investigation in a motion filed in Missouri federal court demanding that Nike fully comply with a subpoena for information. The EEOC sought the company's criteria for selecting employees for layoffs, how it tracks and uses worker race and ethnicity data, and information about programs which allegedly provided race-restricted mentoring, leadership, or career development opportunities, according to court documents. In a statement, Nike said the company has worked to cooperate with the EEOC, and the subpoena, quote, feels like a surprising and unusual escalation. Good. Quote, we have shared thousands of pages of information and detailed written responses to the EEOC's inquiry and are in the process of providing additional information, Nike said in a statement sent to the Associated Press. EEOC Chair Andrea Lucas has moved swiftly to target diversity and inclusion policies that she has long criticized as potentially discriminatory, tightly aligning the agency with one of President Donald Trump's top priorities. Nike appears to be the highest profile company the EEOC has targeted with a publicly confirmed formal anti-DEI investigation. Yes, I'm hoping the first of many. I'm actually kind of surprised. The last DEI Deathwatch episode this Monday, I thought I was fairly conservative, thinking, well, I hope, at least maybe by spring or something, we might actually see some action on this. Well, yay for Andrea Lucas. When she said she was moving, she wasn't kidding. It's only been a couple of weeks since she first said something about this, and here we go. In November, the EEOC issued a similar subpoena against financial services provider Northwestern Mutual. They also announced certain things against Verizon, and I forget what the other one was, so guess we'll find out. Quote, when there are compelling indications, including corporate admissions and extensive public materials, and put a pin in that one for a second, that an employer's diversity, equity, and inclusion-related programs may violate federal prohibitions against race discrimination or other forms of unlawful discrimination, the EEOC will take all necessary steps, including subpoena actions, to ensure the opportunity to fully and comprehensively investigate, unquote, Lucas said in a statement. The disclosure comes 2 months after Lucas posted a social media call-out urging white men to come forward if they have experienced race or sex discrimination at work. The post urged eligible workers to reach out to the agency, quote, as soon as possible, and referred users to the agency's fact sheet on DEI-related discrimination. The investigation against Nike, however, does not stem from any worker complaint against the company. I don't think you need one when the companies themselves have been consistently confessing to what they're doing. Again, put a pin in that for a moment. Rather, Lucas filed her own complaint in May 2024 through a more rarely used tool known as a commissioner's charge, according to the court documents. Her charge just came just months after America First Legal, a conservative legal group founded by top Trump advisor Stephen Miller, sent the EEOC a letter outlining complaints against Nike and urging the agency to file a commissioner's charge. America First Legal has flooded the EEOC with similar letters in recent years, urging investigations into the DEI practices of major U.S. companies. Thank you, America First Legal. It is unclear how many other companies the EEOC may be targeting through such commissioner's charges. I hope many. The EEOC is prohibited from revealing any charge by workers or commissioners unless it results in fines, settlements, legal action, or other such public actions. Lucas's charge, according to court filings, was based on Nike's publicly shared information about its commitment to diversity, including statements from executives and proxy statements. The charge, for example, cited Nike publicly stated goal in 2021 of achieving 35% representation of racial and ethnic minorities in its corporate workforce by 2025. Not to belabor it, but again, put a pin in that for a moment. Many U.S. companies made similar commitments in the wake of the widespread 2020 racial justice protests that followed the police killing of George Floyd, an unarmed black man. Yeah, I hate to tell you this, AP or whoever's reporting this. This stuff goes back further than 2020. At least 2016. I should know. Companies have said such commitments are not quotas, but rather goals they hope to achieve through methods such as widening recruitment efforts and rooting out any bias during hiring process. Yeah, they're not quotas, guys. They're just aspirational goals. Under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, employers are prohibited from using race as a criteria for hiring or other employment decisions. Yes. So why do you keep using allegedly in your article? Lucas has long warned that many companies risk crossing that line through DEI efforts that would pressure managers to make race-based decisions. In its statement, Nike said it follows, quote, all applicable laws, including those that prohibit discrimination. We believe our programs and practices are consistent with those obligations and take these matters seriously, unquote. Yes, they do. They take these matters very seriously. Very, very seriously. And so when I saw this, I was like, golly, I can't recall if I'd ever looked at Nike on my channel before, but this isn't my first rodeo when it comes to corporates, diversity programs and such. So I said, hey, let's take a look at a Nike diversity report roundabout, say, 2022. 2022 was sort of like the peak of where everything was at before it started to go downhill. When the oral arguments started for the affirmative action decision of the Supreme Court. So I was like, what was Nike's 2022 diversity report? And so I looked up and I found Nike's fiscal year 2022 commitment to Progress Champions women and girls. Progress Champions. Nike Incorporated's fiscal year 2022 impact report represents the ambition of the entire company to move the world forward through sport. In fiscal year 2022, Nike Incorporated continued to show strong progress against its 29 targets for 2025. Across all aspects of Nike Incorporated people-led targets, teams double down to ensure women and girls have equitable access to sport and opportunity for growth. Wow. Okay, well, and so I saw this and I was like, golly, well, what could the 29 targets be? Targets, mind you, not quotas. So, it's obviously it's all legit. So let's take a look. Oh, wait. What happened here? Oh, that's right. If you click on that link, do you know what happens? This is what happens. Oh, it's gone. Oh, oh my God, they're 29 2025 targets. Everything they wanted to hit by 2025 as far back as 2022. And I believe the targets were set up in 2020 or 2021. It's just gone from their website now. Golly. What are you going to do? It's probably just some kind of technical error or something. Probably. I mean, it wouldn't be that they deleted it themselves or something because Nike's got nothing to hide, guys. So yeah, that's the show, guys. That's the entire stream. Nike says they didn't do anything wrong. The EEOC says they made public declarations, and if they did, it's gone now. So I really wish I could show you. I really, really wish I could show you their 2022 29 targets for 2025 report. I wish I could. Oh, I found it. They deleted it from their website. Oh well. I found it. You want to go over the list? Shall we go over the list of their 29 targets for 2025 that they announced back in 2022? We'll go over in a second here. Adabisi, Trump's trying to fix the world in the short time he has left unless he's managed to cure old age and death. Well, you never know. It's only year 2 of his new administration. Sabian 187, good evening. Asan, what is the charge? Enjoying some DEI, some succulent racist DEI? I'm hoping for like massive civil rights violations, some kind of class action kind of thing. Not Z3PO, is this the same Nike who continues to use forced Uyghur labor to make shoes? Nah. I'm sure it's a much more virtuous Nike. But yeah, so anyway, here's the report. The 29 goals for 2025. Remember, this is from fiscal year 2022. This is what they hope to achieve by 2025. So let's see what they've been working on for the previous 5 some odd years, shall we? 2025 targets. Over the next 5 years, so I guess this was originally initiated in 2020, we will bring our purpose to life with a focus on people, planet, and play. We have developed 29 targets to achieve our ambitions. Our targets are aggressive, but achievable. We're committing to clear action plans with clear goals, clear measures, and clear accountability. Above all, we're committing to helping shape a better future across our company and around the world. Like in training for any competition, we may face unforeseen challenges. We've set targets that will push us to new boundaries. We have plans in place to achieve our targets, knowing progress depends on teamwork and end-to-end execution. We expect the journey won't be a straight path. We will amplify success and we will pivot from any setbacks. And collective action will be our call to action because we know we can't do it alone. Our 2025 targets are our roadmap. The targets we have set are industry leading in how we, number 1, tie executive compensation to our 2025 target performance. So putting a bounty on diversity goals. Leverage annual milestones to improve performance management. Extend accountability of targets deeper into our value chain with new targets focused on waste, labor, and supplier diversity. Align with science-based targets and sustainable development goals. 9. Sounds kind of general. It's not very specific, kind of abstract. It would help if they gave some more concrete numbers. By the way, just because I'm paranoid, chat has stopped moving. I don't know if that means that nobody has anything to say, or I'm having a StreamYard issue. So if someone could just say hello in the chat real quick to let me know that somebody's still alive out there, because that's usually the first red flag that it might be a broadcasting issue, and I'm just talking into the ether to myself. So, oh, there we go. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, Annalyn. Thank you, Adam Nixon. Thank you, Adabisi. Appreciate it. Just my paranoia, live TV and hosting by myself. So let's see. You think there are any like hard numbers? Oh, wait, yeah, there are. 2025 targets. So remember, guys, Nike allegedly had discriminatory practices in place. And they believe that all of their policies were compliant to civil rights laws. And they find the EEOC's charge an unusual escalation. 2025 targets: people, representation, and hiring. 50% representation of women in global corporate workforce and 45% in leadership positions. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to keep this handy over here. It's called, and as referenced in the article, it's called Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Let's see. Now, what would be on the list of things you can't discriminate? Oh, that's right, sex. Yeah, okay, so having a sex-based quota with a timeline. Oh, sorry, target with a timeline. Number 2, 30% representation of U.S. racial and ethnic minorities at director level and above. Increase pipeline of Black and Latinx talent at director and above. Okay, so what was that other thing? Oh, yeah, race, national origin. Yeah, you can't discriminate on those elements either for the sake of hiring and so on. I also forgot to put up my chat and banner and everything. I apologize. There we go. That's better. What else do we have here? 35% representation of racial and ethnic minorities in our U.S. corporate workforce. So 30% in leadership, 35% in the trenches. $10 million investment earmarked for historically black colleges and universities and Hispanic-serving institutions in the form of scholarships and academic partnerships to increase intern and direct hires. Oh, so educational and job entry-level opportunities on the basis of race. Okay. Enhance opportunities and marketing of open roles for first-time athletes. Is that like a euphemism for team member at Nike? To compete for corporate roles. And 100% of strategic suppliers are increasing access to career opportunities and upward mobility for women employed in their facilities. Those are their people goals between 2020 and 2025. What else do we have? Safe health and safety. Inclusive culture and engagement. Top quartile in benchmark companies for both engagement and inclusion. I wonder how they measure that. Continued focus on improving access to athletes of all abilities for our brand, our experiences, our product, our facilities, and our company. Sounds like Americans with Disabilities Act boilerplate stuff. 100% of strategic suppliers are measuring and improving the engagement of the people making our products. Okay. Let's see. Business diversity and inclusion. $1 billion cumulative spend on diverse suppliers. So we're going to give money specifically to supplier businesses on the basis of the race and or gender of its ownership. That's what that means, if you didn't know. So, God, that's a quota. It's a goal with a percentile benchmark with a timeline, a racial quota, a gender quota. Okay. Yeah. People. We invest in the power of people to move the world forward as long as you have the correct melanin count or ethnic origin. They're repeating their representation and hiring goals. Let's see. Why representation matters for Nike employees. Nike's approach to employee and business growth is fueled by the belief that diversity, in all its forms, fosters creativity and accelerates innovation. Leveraging different perspectives, experiences, and backgrounds generates unique ideas. To enable this work, we will continue to build a creative and inclusive culture where all voices are welcomed and heard, unless you're the wrong race or gender. We aspire to be a leader with a diverse and inclusive team and culture. This is a space where we are choosing to act, and act decisively. Boy, you know, I don't know. If I was an EEOC investigator, you know, it's pretty hazy, guys. I don't know if we can prove intent with this. How we will win with representation. We will focus on a systemic approach to improve representation at Nike. We seek to advance a diverse and inclusive culture by focusing on 4 key areas. Number 1, representation at all levels of the organization and across all U.S. racial and ethnic minorities with a sharp focus on Black, Latinx, and female representation. We will track and measure progress on a regular basis. You know, this is, boy, allegedly. By the way, guys, just so you know, just for legal purposes, Nike allegedly discriminated against white men. Allegedly. I just want to make sure it's clear. It is an allegation. Let me read some more. Education is an important enabler of becoming a more diverse, inclusive culture. We will invest in making educational resources available to build awareness and understanding on social justice and racial equity. Development. We will significantly increase our investment in professional development to support people to advance and grow their careers at Nike. Oh, I mean, professional development, that's always good. This will include providing more mentorship, opportunities, and additional training, resources, and support systems. Across the board, or will certain people be given a preference? Community. We're committed to driving positive change in the communities where we live and work through the efforts of our employee networks, like employee resource groups, and the relationships we have with a broad range of suppliers, educational organizations, and nonprofits. We will expand our diversity recruitment, retention, and promotion efforts. In recent years, we have seen great success with our diversity recruitment programs and will continue to build on those efforts. We will increase engagement with and participation from the HBCUs and HSIs and will put further academic programs in place with a specific focus on science, technology, engineering and math, business, and arts. If you're the correct race or from the correct racially focused institution. Nike will also continue our talent innovation and diversity sourcing programs such as Serena Design Crew and Women in Nike, launch a Converse All-Stars Design Team Apprenticeship Program, and will evolve our internship program into a direct hire program with an allocated full-time employee headcount. Okay, through the expansion of inclusive and transparent talent practices and decisions, we will increase participation of underrepresented talent in accelerated development programs. So again, giving employment preference and opportunities to people on the basis of non-determinative factors of their merit as outlined in Title VII, and which they've already effectively confessed to in their previous statements in this document. Okay. We will also increase engagement and decrease turnover in our diverse talent by building sustainable career roadmaps for our diverse talent for advancement, retention, and growth with mentorship support. Describe for me a non-diverse talent. Lastly, we will put programs in place that enhance the growth opportunities of our first-line athletes. We will offer a variety of accelerated development programs and will make corporate roles available through a so-called gateway program. You're the one calling it. What would you like to call it? The Gateway program identifies select corporate roles that are a fit for retail employees who want to pursue a corporate career. In addition, we are also offering sessions on resume building and interviewing skills. As that is an extension of the previous paragraph, is that specifically for underrepresented talent? Lastly, we will continue to mitigate bias. First, let's tell you about all of the specific racial or ethnic demographics or gender demographics we're going to give preferential treatment to. Now let us tell you how we're going to mitigate bias. We will continue to mitigate bias through transparent and data-driven talent practices and decisions. We plan to equip our leaders with the tools, information, and support necessary to achieve their goals. And their monetary incentives for hitting those goals. We'll also be working closely with our human resources business partners and diversity business partners to help them understand how best to analyze and use our representation data with their stakeholders to ensure strategic alignment and genuine cultural progression over time. We intend to give all of Nike's vice presidents access to representation data with sharp accountability to deliver on their diversity and inclusion plans. Meet our quotas or you will be punished, probably in the lacking of a bonus at the end of the year, or something else? Don't know. Let's see, anything else on this front? Oh, the supply chain. Let's see. 100% of strategic suppliers are increasing access to career opportunities and upward mobility for women employed in their facilities. Okay, so the suppliers we work with are also being sexist in how they deal with their hiring and promotion practices. Let's see. Why representation matters in the supply chain. We know that gender-diverse businesses perform better and positively impact workers. Oh, you know this. Was it a McKinsey study by any chance? Unfortunately, there is a gender gap in almost every industry, including in footwear and apparel manufacturing. A gender gap. A gender disparity. Obviously, that means sexism. Over 70% of people making Nike products are women, yet female representation decreases with the move into leadership ranks. We believe that increased opportunities for all workers will equal better business outcomes. Are women being actively denied leadership opportunities at Nike? Okay. Through our engagement with suppliers, we have shown that a skilled, valued, and engaged workforce is key for growth. Yeah, who makes your shoes again in different places in the world? We've laid the groundwork for how they can value and engage their workers. You've set mandates for them if they're going to continue to work with you, I think. That's just my guess. The time is right to deepen this commitment and drive progress toward a more gender-equitable manufacturing supply chain. We see a future of a more inclusive workforce where everyone feels respected, included, and heard. This means that we will continue to support contract manufacturers who invest in their workforce, ensuring they have the skills, empowerment, and support to reach their full potential. That's too much there. Let's see. How we will win in the supply chain. I'm not going to go on too much longer, guys. My voice will run out before I run out of things to talk about on this report. But yeah, I will make a copy available on the Discord server if anybody else wants to read it. How we will win in the supply chain. We will measure gender equity. So again, you're going to hold your suppliers to a quota. Allegedly. We will support our contract suppliers in advancing gender equitable policies and practices. We have worked with the International Center for Research on Women to develop a resource hub to measure gender equity for the footwear, apparel, and textile manufacturing sector. Great. This hub provides resources to identify strengths and areas of improvement for factories interested in advancing gender equitable policies and examples of the best practices to get there. Just hire women. It's pretty simple. When you're just talking about representation, you just need to have the head count, right? As a first step towards achieving this target, not quota, by the way, our suppliers will complete an annual self-diagnostic tool to understand their areas of opportunity. Is this sounding more diabolical as I read it, or is it just me? We will then support them in addressing low-scoring areas and developing a long-term action plan to advance gender equity within their organization. Oh, I'm sorry. The number of workers you have on the floor right now, there's far too many men there. Let's help you fix that, or you will no longer be working with us. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is all corporate speak for follow our, sexist agenda or you're out of a job. Allegedly, in my interpretation. Oh boy. Pay equity, health and safety. Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, so this was the report that Nike just deleted from their website. Yeah, I'm sure it's completely innocent. I'm sure there's nothing suspicious about that at all. Everything that Andrea Lucas put into her charge is just a theory. It's just an allegation. And Nike has been obviously completely compliant with the restrictions of Title VII this whole time. I mean, they were working on those 29 goals since approximately 2020. When did that report get taken off the website? Don't know. I'm sure it was a long time ago. It wasn't just within the last, week or two. Anyway. Let's see. Walter Thomas says, a hostile workplace might not be a violation of civil rights laws, even if it singles out anyone 40 plus who might have a disability, holding that person accountable, but not the others in the office. It's true. It doesn't have to be a hostile work environment to end up becoming a problem. It's just that Title VII says you're not allowed to discriminate. You could have, and this is the thing, you could have victims of this discrimination who have no idea they were victimized. I mean, if you preclude entire swaths of the population from consideration for a job, they're victims without even knowing it. And that's kind of that's the tightrope they're going to have to walk on this one, because how you prove that if you don't have an actual complainant. And here's the thing still. Even if the EEOC gets this through, which, given the amount of money that Nike can throw at this as far as litigation, not to be a rain cloud on my own excitement over this announcement, the idea that this will be resolved within the next 3 years through litigation is not impossible, but I would say slim. But what is the ultimate outcome? What can the EEOC actually do insofar as punishment? I'm guessing nothing but a fine. I'm guessing that Nike's going to have to write a check. If it comes down to that, it's just going to be they pay a fine, and that's it. And that might be all that is available to the EEOC under law. I'm not a legal expert. I don't know all of the tools the EEOC has available to them. But I fear that's what it's going to be. And I don't know if that's going to be disincentive enough for other corporations to take notice, or for it to set a precedent that discourages this from happening again in the future. So I'm trying to be realistic here with all my excitement. I am glad that it's happening. I'm glad that somebody was called out on it. And all of this, oh, well, we comply with the law and we find all of our practices are in compliance and we'd never do such a thing. You say it in no uncertain terms, Nike. There's not really any ambiguity there. And the same goes for so many other companies I've profiled over the years, and you guys have seen the reports as I brought them up before. There was no reason for them not to be specific because there was no consequences for violating the law or even tempting fate in violating the law. And so now the question is, will the consequences, if any, that the EEOC is able to bring down be enough to sway this stuff from happening again or put a spotlight on it before it bubbles up in the future? I guess we'll see. Attribution, shouldn't they get charged for hiding the website? That's like burning files like Hillary. I don't know. Purging their website of information that they posted there. Hey, here's our 29 diversity goals. If there was nothing wrong with their diversity goals, and again, this is just my layman's interpretation of things, like Attribution's implying here. I think if they think that they're in compliance, if they have every reasonable belief that their diversity programs were above board and didn't do anything wrong, why is that report missing from their corporate website? Why can't you get access to it now through their corporate website? You have to go somewhere else to find it. Fortunately, it got mirrored in a couple of places, so it wasn't completely disappeared. But try to look, if you go to that link and then you try to go to that report and you take that report's URL and you try to put it in the Wayback Machine, I couldn't find it. Now, I don't know, maybe that was just me, but I couldn't even find a historical record of it. I had to go somewhere else that had mirrored a link to it at some point. So, that is an awfully sketchy maneuver, which has disappeared. I don't know. I hope the EEOC is taking note. I'm sure that they have. But, what's this? Oh, thank you. The Dead Man gives me a 99-cent poop. It's either I can't recall the last time or I've never received a poop chat. So you might have just established a first on my channel. Thank you, Dead Man. There may have been one back in the Lords of the Night days, but that is the first poop I recall of the modern era. So thank you, Dead Man. Appreciate it. By the way, guys, before I forget, because I already forgot, at the top of the chat box, there is a link to the donation page for Blood Cancer United. Please take a look at that if you have the opportunity, and if you can donate, please do so. But even if you can't, if you can share that out on social media, that would be appreciated. Let's see. And also, the Dead Man. Hello, Scribelight. It's been a while since I've been able to catch a live stream. Enjoy a poop emoji on the house. Well, thank you, Dead Man. Appreciate it. I don't believe I've said your name aloud in quite a while. So I hope you're doing well. I know this is an odd hour, but like I say, I just couldn't wait. And, as was indicated in the article, these commissioners' charges, these special sort of little cases that the commissioner of the EEOC can bring against companies, there may be many that are currently in process, but none can be spoken about until actual action takes place. Nike is just the first. And if Stephen Miller's organization sent as many complaint letters as I imagine that they did on multiple companies, more should be coming. Now, this is good news, and I am glad, and it happened a lot sooner than I thought it would. Like I said on the last episode, I felt like this is the calm before the storm, and something's coming, but I'll hope to see something by springtime. Spring is here. Spring came early. Who's going to be next? Is it going to be Verizon? Is it going to be Amazon? Is it going to be Meta? Google? American Airlines? HP? Citibank? UBS? I could go on and on and on and on, and I have in my channels. I'd really hope that they do the double whammy of also bringing EEOC commissioner charge complaints against colleges and universities for their hiring practices, not for their admissions practices, because they're also employers. And you bet your bippy that a lot of these same colleges that have been pushing DEI in their and affirmative action, they are also doing so in their hiring practices too. So anyway, that's the show, guys. A relatively short stream. I just wanted to highlight this breaking news, and that hopefully, and it seems like indicators say it will, the first of many. And as they come out, I will report on them. And if companies try to hide their past misdeeds or reports, I will do my best to recover them for historical purposes. And I'm sure the EEOC already has a copy of that one. But if they don't, anybody at the EEOC, I've got it. It's not difficult to find. I'm sure you guys can find it. But on the off chance you can't, I will keep it for posterity's sake and the future. Adam Nixon, thank you so much. Godspeed to all. Yes, everybody, that is the show. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Before I go, would you like to join the Discord server? If you're not already a member of the Discord server, I'll put a link to the Discord server in the chat right now. Click on that link. You'll find yourself on the landing channel called Say Hello. And in addition to saying hello, you just have to say the secret word. The secret word will tell me that you're not a bot, actually watch the stream, and have thus earned the right, the privilege, the entitlement to join the Discord server. Today's secret word is Target. Say hello, Target, and I'll know that you watched the show. Outside of that, tomorrow, guys, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, Thursday, the next episode of TED Excellence. It is the Joy Imperative. Did you know that happiness can be taught and assigned as homework? What does that look like? I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow on TED Excellence, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Beyond that, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. Moderators, thank you for keeping an eye on things, even though everyone here is so well behaved. You have very little to do. Everybody who donated either to myself or at the top of the chat box, guys, to Blood Cancer United, thank you guys so much for your generosity. Very much appreciate it. Everyone, have a good rest of your Wednesday evening. Hope your Thursday goes well. Hope to see you tomorrow night for TED Excellence. Hope you're all safe and well. If you're not well, please get well soon. And I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.